are driving to the local general store. I'm going to show you what the store looks like. We're going to take a tour and see what kind of business that Amish make. This is one thing that most Amish communities you'll see a general store, kind of like back in the olden days. It's got a little bit of everything in it. So let's go. Alrighty, we are here at the general store. It is a snowy day, so there shouldn't be a lot of people here. And as you can see walking up on the porch, there are some signs on the front door stating, of course, cash or check only. They do not take charge cards, but they also have some information about how everybody needs to practice safe COVID practices. So we do have to wear a mask and we have to be 6 feet apart from other people. So we're just going to take a little tour around the store, and I'll show you some of the different products that they have in the general store. This is one of my favorite areas here where they have all of the this is one of my favorite areas here where they have all of the different vitamins and health products like that. We actually always buy a lot of our vitamins here. As you can see going down this aisle, there's a lot of canned jams and jellies and things like that. Now, I want to share with you, they are not local. These come from usually a place called Walnut Creek. So they do have like their big uh, manufacturing retail place, and then they supply it to the different general stores, or at least to this one. I'm not aware of the others. But in this particular store, the jarred or canned things are not from local people. They are from Walnut Creek. That's I notice is Walnut Creek is on a lot of the different labels. They also sell other things. It is a general store, so you have some children's books, adults, novels, and things like that. Everything is usually very conservative type of reading. As we go around the corner, you can see a lot of the spices. Some of them are pre-bought and already packaged. Otherwise, you're going to see some of the spices are going to come in these little plastic containers. So they buy them in bulk package. So these were bought in bulk, and then they did package these in the back of the store for you to buy. So um, same thing with the noodles, a lot of the candy, their flour, their oatmeal, things like that. Everything is bought in bulk, and then they package it and put it on the shelf. So they will get a better price doing it that way. Again, but they don't produce it, they just repackage it. And this whole aisle is the same way. Here you go with your flour. You have your ladies in the back there stocking the shelves. Now, something I want to point out here, do you notice the lighting? That is not electricity. The lighting that's in the store is coming in from lights coming from the ceiling. And if there is a light on something, it's ran by propane. So you can see that pole holding that light, that's fueled by propane. It is not electric per se. They do have mirrors, as you can see. They do have mirrors that they can see. Obviously, they watch out for shoplifting, just like we do. They are human, just like we are. So their store has to have those precautions in, just like ours do. Now I'm going to go down the next aisle. I just want to give you an idea of the different products that they have. But again, all of this whole aisle is all prepackaged. So they've got things like peanuts and different like pine nuts, things like that. Anything that you can think of, pretzels, it's all bought in bulk and then prepackaged. Now there is another row down by produce that they do buy potato chips and things that are packaged and bought from a retailer, but most of these rows of food are bought in bulk and then prepackaged. So your candy. Now all back here is right near I'm going right now into the deli, but we're going to work our way over to the deli. Um, and the deli is well known in our community. The prices on the lunch meat are so low. I mean, you could pay like $3.99 a pound for something that would be $8 or $9 a pound at Kroger. All kinds of different sandwich products here that are prepackaged right down here on the shelves. All right, and while I'm here, I'm going to go ahead and order something, and then we'll go continue our tour. So here's the nice lady. Again, you can see she's wearing a mask. They do abide by all of the laws that we are abiding by. Typically, there's a long line there, but like I said, today it's kind of cold out and there's not a lot of people in the store, but there's always a long line back by the deli. So I just go do a little bit of shopping, or we'll take a tour while we're waiting on the lunch meat. Here you can see a lot of canned, literally canned items, and these are pre-processed, just like we see in our Kroger or Myers or our grocery stores. But they do have products like that. There's a lot of paper products over here to the left, and as you can see in the back, you can see where I'm headed here in the back. There's lots of homemade candy and things like that on some shelves in the back of the store. So those are local. Those are from the actual store here. You can see those two silver doors. That's where they have a lot of their refrigeration. They will actually have meat come in from the different farmers. They will process it. And if you want meat, like if you want to buy some steaks or ribeyes or whatever, you can order them. They do keep them in the refrigerator, which we're going to pass that in a minute. But if you want bulk, you can get stuff at a better price. And again, they do this usually for their own members. I don't usually order my meat from this general store. I usually get other things, but a friend of my husband's who is Amish said that that's how they get their meat. They'll come in, they'll put an order in, they'll get a break in the price, and they'll buy it in bulk. And again, it depends. Do they have a cow that just came in? Is the product available? So it's not like they get shipments all the time like we would in our community. All right, let's go ahead. Over here to the left is the produce department, and this is always full of fresh produce. And again, the prices are very similar to what I'm paying up at Kroger, so it's not that big of a difference. Bread items over here on the left, they're all prepackaged. A lot of times I run down here to get my bread or buns or whatever because it's closer than going to town for me. This is 6 miles from my house. Refrigeration is not like ours, where you just plug in your refrigerator and you're good to go. We'll talk about that in another video, but for the sake of the store, their refrigeration is ran with diesel and diesel ran compressors. So that's how they get the refrigeration. Their their registers, you will see them. They're running on electric, but they're actually running from a battery. I actually talked to the store owner one time, and they have out back a solar panel. And what they do every night is they'll take their batteries and take them back to the solar panel, plug them in, recharge them, and then use them during the day. Here in the back of the general store, there's a lot of clothing and house good items back here. I wanted to point out the Amish hats. This is a hat where it's kind of flat on the top. I'm going to show you another one that's on the other side of this same shelf, and it's round. So each Amish sect, SECT, will wear different hats that will identify them from other sects. Remember, the Amish, they have a bishop that helps kind of rule their community, or the person that would be in charge. So if there's any meetings or anything, that person is the person that would go to the meetings and then come back to their flock or their sect, and they each follow certain rules. In general, each sect has different things. They'll wear different hats. They might have different rules about clothing. Now, this clothing here is not Amish, quote. This is more of a Mennonite type thing, and they're probably making these out of different fabrics just for people like us because we're coming to visit and they're appeasing us. But Amish, you'll notice if you see any pictures in this store, this community, they're wearing just usually the black and the dark blue. They do not have a lot of color in their clothes. Typically, your Mennonite people will start using the prints and the colors. Back here, there's a lot of camping things and lights, lanterns, things like that. There's a lot of gift items. I'm sorry that it's dark as I'm walking, but the lighting again, your lighting comes in and out. But all the way here in the back, where you see all those big windows back there, there's some cards, there's um, towels for the kitchen, and then out back here, you see all the lights. All back in there is a bunch of different furniture. And again, the lighting's bad. I apologize for that. But you can come here and get your furniture. Now, it's not homemade per se from somebody local. It comes from Walnut Creek, where they might be homemade there from an Amish community where people come in to work. I know myself, I always thought you will have businesses just like in our community where people do their own woodworking and make their own furniture, but in general when you're feeding into these general stores, typically they're running a big business. A lot of tourists will come in, especially during Labor Day and Memorial Day. This place will be packed. A lot of people will come in. It's very touristy during those times. See, these are some signs and things that are made from a shop. It's from a retail shop. Lots of candles back here, a lot of gifty item type items, souvenir type items back here in well, in the front part of the store. All right, I'm going to go back down into the general part. Here's the lady checking stuff out. And basically that's it for the tour. If there's anything that I missed in this that you want to see, if you have any questions, just put them down below and I can go back and get those questions answered for you. But I just wanted to give you an idea of what a general store looks like in our community. Like there's another one I'll do another tour of, and we always call it the odd lots of the Amish. It's kind of interesting. When the store went up, we thought they were competing with this store, but they're not. There's a whole different type of store, and it depends on what you're looking for. I hope you enjoyed the tour of the general store. Basically it has, I would compare it to almost like a Dollar General. It has a little bit of everything. The prices, though, I've noticed have gone up since the last time I was there, but just like everybody else, gas prices are going up, so all of our retail items are going to go up as well. It all has that effect, doesn't it? I hope you enjoyed the tour, and I will be taking tours of some other places of business, so definitely watch my playlist of other businesses that I visit. And don't forget to subscribe.